and welcome to the Red Planet. Now, as I said before, the video is titled about realistic environments and what to watch out for. I look at these fake ambient light projection environments and screens being displayed with a ton of red light in the environments, which I will never understand why in the world you need so much red light in an environment. Why is the environment so dark to begin with? In some of these demonstrations, we've seen the environments were literally so dark that you couldn't tell the difference whether or not it was sunny outside or it was nighttime outside. I mean, literally that dark. So usually in these demonstrations, people will falsify their environments. You know what I mean? Ambient light controlled environments. We've seen some demonstrations where they'll have a set of LED lights in the corner, or they'll have some spotlights in the corner next to some paintings and stuff. They give you the illusion that this is a well-lit environment. One of the ones I've seen, which is one of the most disturbing ones, I saw one where a fellow by the name of Crow 1176, and his environment, I had no idea why you would have an environment so dark and all that red lighting. I don't know how any customer wanting a home theater setup is going to find that desirable at the end of the day. Like, wait a minute, this is what my environment's going to turn into at the end of the day? Ugh. And keep in mind, in one of the videos, and we'll go back and I'll show you, we're going to dub the video, because we need to dub the video side by side on what you should be looking at, what you should be expecting when you watch these videos, what you should not be getting at the end of the day. One of the demonstrations, the environment was literally so dark that right around the curtains, you could see the sunlight pushing through, telling you that it was actually sunny outside. Sunny. And he had a lamp inside the environment. I don't get that at all. So let's bring the projector in here so we can set this up and get this started to show you what a realistic environment is supposed to look like and how a screen paint is supposed to act, not in the Red Planet. Oh, man. My eyes up in that room. Definitely gonna mess my eyes up in this room. Okay, in here, man, it's making me depressed being in here. I can't. It's just too much. You're showing it, and if you're showing off a screen, so you don't sell screen paint, and you're just showing off a screen for fun, yeah, you can red light it up, whatever you want to do. But when you're selling a product, your environment has to be somewhat normal at the end of the day. Not looking like this. Like you're doing a reenactment for a Halloween play, or you're just basically just an Omen fan. This is not desirable for anybody at the end of the day. When I walk out in the hallway, I get spots in my eyes. The setting means everything when it comes to a realistic environment. Over on that one. Where's the remote control? It's at 1610. And that's what I'm saying, but it looks great. Oh, you definitely want to stare at this screen a little closer. There's two screen paints on here at the end of the day. So I would basically want to be fantastic. Now, like I said, this is not the kind of environment you want to basically be showing off a screen paint product, and at the end of the day, it's just way too, never mind, it's way too dark. Never should be, oh, I didn't see that movie yet. Never should be, Robert should never be this dark if you're showing off a screen paint product. We're doing this in full, right? We got to be in 16:9 for this one. There we go. Bring this up. Also click in the demonstrating why you do not want to use a gray screens due to the fact that I said they can't pull up proper color and they cannot pull up proper contrast levels. No matter where you have them at. You can have this environment over here and it's dark in here. Let me see what we got going on. Which one's which? Okay, that's the one for this one. Okay, cool. All right. Come over here and just go for demonstration. I'm going to expand my screen a little more too. Now we call this the reality room, and the reality room shows you exactly what you're getting at the end of the day. If you are getting a good screen paint, or bottom line is you're getting a washed out product at the end of the day. What are you getting out of the reality room? This is what we call this room right here. Now keep in mind, we're not going to have red lights in here. This room is going to be set up with a lot of white lighting in here to show off how much ambient light and how well lit you can have our screens in a well lit environment. This room is not going to be set up for red, never. This is just a simple demonstration I want to show you about how you want a realistic environment. You're watching a demonstration on screen paint, you do not want to see a bunch of red in a dark environment at the end of the day. That's something you don't want. Look at my chair over here. All right. Let's go over here and let's bring up some basic colors, some basic demonstrations. We'll do a little out of space. Do we have sound in here? We should have speakers running through here too. Matter of fact, 4K no screensaver. There we go. Sound in here. That's better. Okay. I need to remove controls. Now, what I want to show you in here is two things I'm going to show you in here. We got two different screen paints laying against the screen. We have the Cinemax and we have Sherwin-Williams. That's Sherwin-Williams right here. The lighter side, that's Sherwin-Williams right here. That's the Cinemax. I told you Sherwin-Williams produces a higher white level than Cinemax, easily. Much easy. Now, this is what we're going to do. Because, like I said, my friend said, well, why don't you just do it all over again? Yeah, we're going to do it all over again. We're going to place another order. I'm going to have my friend do this one. We're going to wait about a month, maybe two, give it time. We're going to place an order for the Cinemax again. This time, I'm probably going to order two of them. One for these unboxing for me, one's going to be an unboxing for another fellow who's going to do a demonstration also too. And at the end of the day, like I said, we're going to do it again. Now, like I said, we can't go to the website and buy. That's virtually impossible. As I said before, this is an individual who's terrified to have this product over here. But we're going to have we're going to have Cinemax over here twice. We're going to order it again. We're going to do a second unboxing. This is sure he's going to react to the exact same thing. We're going to do the same test all over again. So that way, he's 100% understanding that this is how your product is reacting at the end of the day. That it matches house paint, or at the end of the day, house paint is actually outperforming your product at the end of the day. So we're going to buy two of them. We have to do it differently, like I said. It isn't as easy as going over to our website and placing the order and having it shipped to your door. No, we have to go through smoke and dagger tactics in order to get it over here, because the individual is going to be on the watch. Which is kind of a shame. This is a person who's supposed to be the back of his price, but we can't have any individuals order twice, because that's what happened. We had an individual order twice and he caught one of them. And that's sad. You hear me talking like this, it's pretty sad that I literally have to say that we can't go to a website and order his product because he's scared. That's pretty sad. All right. Yeah, we're just going to order more of it, have it down. As a matter of fact, we're going to refresh all of them down here, but we have to do it over a period of time because he's going to be watching. All right. so here we are at the snowstorm. As you can see, both of them side by side. Let's go over and pull up, let me see. I want to see this one right here. Ugh, I can't do it. This red's gonna mess me up for the day. It's gonna mess me up. Things I do for you people. Now, again, Phantom's pull the highest white level. Now the take over. Turn it down some way down. Let's try something else. The color red.
Getting that from YouTube.
Ugh, I can't do it with this red, man. It's horrible. This is not a realistic environment. Let me show you a realistic environment for like people. This is better. I can do this much better. This is what you're supposed to be demonstrating when you show a screen off. You don't show a screen off in blinding red light because understand it's undesirable for the customer. I mean, usually people use a soft blue, maybe a little white. That's what they'll do with it. You know what I mean? Those are colors that actually look a lot better when you're doing this. If you're doing night lights out, and you want to make sure most of the lights are pretty much behind the screen as much as possible. So you need this blinding light smacking you in the face with it. But at the end of the day, if you're going to be showing off a screen paint product, you have to put it in an environment that most people are going to be in, a well-lit environment. That's one of the bad reputations that screen paints get at the end of the day. When people say, no, I don't want to go with a projection screen, I don't want to go with a projector setup, because that means I'm going to have to be in the dark 24/7. That's what's said about projection screens. I went to Best Buy and a couple places back in the day, and they'll sit there. I had a conversation with the guy, and I was like, well, you know, I got a projection screen set up. He said, well, how are you dealing with that? Because every time you got to turn on your screen, you got to be in the dark. That's the thing about when people talk about TVs versus projection screen technology that you have, or actually screen technology, or whatever we're using, is the fact that if you use a projector, you're going to be subjected to a dark environment. And that's why I said at the end of the day, it's what happens when you're dealing with gray screen paint products. Number one, like I said, in a realistic environment, they cannot see color. Now let's take out the neon lights because these neon lights real quick. Let's drop these off the red planet. Let's get out of the red planet real quick. All right. We're going to use basic natural lighting in the environment. This is everyday lighting that comes with the home. Nothing added to it, no more, no less. This is how your screen's supposed to react. See how that red's popping up on that screen? Nice and bright, beautiful. See at the bottom, they're washed and fade out. There's a reason why you have to use these screens in the dark. If my screen wasn't there in the equation at all, period, these two screens would be sitting in the dark. There's no way in the world you can use in a fully lit environment. Your screen would wash out. If you ever go to a forum site where they have those high-end TVs, everybody's talking about their high-end TV, the TV gurus over there, and go over there and talk about projection screens over there. Like, yeah, man, I don't want that crap in my house. Number one, I have this big old junky screen in my house, and every time I got to be in the dark 24/7. The colors wash out on it. Yeah, you ever been in a TV forum site before? I've been in a couple of them. I go in there on purpose, just so I can blow this stuff out of the water. Like, oh yeah, this is my screen outside, 150-inch outside on a 720p projector, and they're all like, okay. All right, I see you got something here. That's why I go over there. I go into areas that I'm not supposed to be at the end of the day. But the first thing I want, I say, well, how y'all feel about Projection screens. These guys got 90-inch, 100-inch TVs in there, $100,000 units in there. And the first thing they say is, man, we don't want that garbage in there, man. You can't even have your windows open. You got to be sitting in the dark. Colors wash out. I don't care what kind of projector. These screens look like garbage at the end of the day. I said, oh, really? I said, yeah. I said, okay. I said, why? He said, gray screen. Why do I want a gray screen? I got a black OLED over here. Far more advanced than that piece of junk over there. And they already know from the door at the end of the day, you can have the most advanced projector on the face of the planet. If you're hitting a gray screen with it, you still got a crappy image. They know that. When they turn on their TV, they got a jet black image that's pushing up 100% contrast. So then I show them the demonstration, this big old line outside, 150-inch screen displayed outside. And they're like, okay, what's your name at the end of the day? What's your company? So and so and so. Whole attitude changes. Because now at the end of the day, I'm showing, well, how much did you pay for the projector? That's the first thing come out of my mind. What's it like? What, a couple $1,000? How much it cost? It's a $270 projector, man. That's old. That's you. That's 720p. You gotta be kidding me. 720p? Really? Yeah. There you go. There you go. Realistic environments. At the end of the day, I can make a person who's been a TV guru for years, I can make him change direction. I can make him buy my technology and have it in his living room. Because at the end of the day, he can have that massive giant screen. He's still got that black OLED. He doesn't have to spend money for an expensive projector. He can use it in a fully lit environment, and the screen won't wash out or just have color. The color won't come wash out or no discoloration to the screen. Without calibrating, without the headache that goes along with it. There you go. See? That's what I'm talking about. I let them run their mouths. I let them talk. I let them rant, carry on, build it up. Come on, I want the people to be doubting. Come on, doubt. And I come in, boom, show them that image. It's quiet in the room then. Now all the questions start popping up. What's the projector? So and so and so. I show them the ones outside. You know why? Because if that screen pulls up at 150 inches outside, imagine what it does inside. They can't even pull their TVs up outside at the end of the day without getting the glare and the screen fading. Yeah, you ever seen a screen TV outside? They got to have them in shaded areas. Because if the sunlight hits that screen, any glare hits that screen, you can't see it. It causes a mirror effect. You're seeing things reflect off of it. Distorts the image. But a 150-inch screen displayed like that outside, yeah, they love it. There you go. But you couldn't take this stuff in there. No. This is the stuff they complain about at the end of the day. I got to be in a dark environment 24/7. I go on a TV, I can turn up and have I'm going to change my living room around for a screen. I've heard this before. AK Desire Nature.
Getting that from YouTube.
Which means in this environment, I should be able to pull up anything that I want without it washing out or fading. 8K Nature Desire.
Getting that from YouTube.
So what would I have to change in this environment to make the gray screen produce like the black screen? Because we both see at the end of the day, that's not black. Well, one, I'm going to have to turn my lights out. That's definitely going to happen. So let's get my lights out. So now the living room that you spent the money to look so nice in the morning, now looks like this. And you're sure not going to use that projector in the daytime. That's not going to happen. You're going to be in a dark environment, so dark that window light is pushing around your curtains to show that, hey, it's sunny outside, but you can't open up your curtains because the screen will wash out. And even with the lights off, your screen still looks like crap if you got a great screen product. There you go. Now let's see if the image stays the same. Let me turn the lights on. Turn the lights on for a bit. There we go. Image stays the same. Let me get a couple of lamps in here. Let's get some couple of lamps in here. Hey, buddy. if we put a little lighting in the environment, what happens? Let's go with Starfield Screensaver. Starfield Screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
So at the end of the day, like I said, usually you're going to be dealing with an environment that is an ambient light controlled environment. This is an environment where basically they're going to be peppering out lights to the environment to make sure that nothing gets too close to the screen because you don't want your colors to wash out. And of course, they're going to advise you to calibrate your projector at the end of the day because, if you don't calibrate your projector, that's going to be the reason why your colors are not producing. The colors are not producing because your screen can't pull up a proper contrast or color in a fully lit environment. That's the problem. I told you can have the most expensive projector in the world. If you don't have a good screen, you don't get a good picture. And I don't care how much money you spend for your projector at the end of the day. All right, so we got one lamp here. We're going to put that one over here. That's one lamp here. There. And we're going to keep an ambient light controlled environment. That's what we're designing right now. Let's see if you can pull contrast in an ambient light controlled environment. We're going to have condensed, we're going to have lighting, a lot of lighting installed in this place area. Condensed lighting so we can change the environment at will. For sure, at the end of the day, that you have to be in this dark environment regardless in order to get a decent image from a gray screen. Where our black technology doesn't really make a difference. We kind of showed you that downstairs in the max zone. Oh, this is a Phantom laying against the screen right now. Same thing you saw downstairs. Except this one's on a motorized. Let's put this one. I don't want it too close to the screen. If it's too close to the screen, then we're going to have an issue with the screen washing out. Let's put it over here. There we go. This is nothing better than the harsh light we had over top, right? And we got some light here. We got some light here. Let's see if you can still see red level. Mind you, projector we have this behind us is 4,300 lumens, and this is Sony. Plenty of power. Let's see, let's go over here to the red. Now, let's see what happens. Let's see if you can actually see red. This light in here. Nope, can't see it. Too much light in the environment. It's not a real, this right here, I mean, most people have a nice little setting like this, but you're going to have to be in the dark. You're still not going to be able to pick it up in the dark. This is not good. Not good at all. You're not picking up the color correctly. You're supposed to pick up red. It's not coming up. So at the end of the day, this shows you that a gray screen paint product is going to fail no matter what light you have in the environment. You still have a washed out image at the end of the day. Here's a little lighting over here, got a little lighting over here. Put our overhead lights on. Environment screen doesn't change its color. Now your screen washes out even faster. We gotta cover these over. These are both in the same unit. Let's see what that do. I think it's gonna turn off because of these might. There we go, we got it. See how much light? You see that light pushing at the bottom right there? Yeah, I deliberately have my LED lights actually under my screen so light can come down on top of them. That's the reason why our screens are tested downstairs in a max out zone. You see how much light charges off down there? If they can survive down there, anything at them up there, they have no problem producing whatsoever. Where the gray screen paint product, well, it's washed out. Let's go to a contrast level. This contrast is 4K Panasonic contrast demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
Let's see. Let's pause it there on the OLED horse. See what you're getting. Washed out image. Let's see what you're supposed to get. Told you the background is very important. OLED's backgrounds are jet black. Now I got a TV in there. I'm going to do something with the TV. We're going to put the TV at the bottom here. We're going to match the contrast levels off of TV versus our technology. We're going to match the contrast of a TV versus gray screen paint. Do you think gray screen paint has the ability to be able to match the contrast of a TV? All right. I'm just sitting there. I'm not doing anything with it. I'm going to build a nice little stand for it. Sit it right here. And we're going to show the OLED horse here versus the OLED horse here. And we'll show the OLED horse versus the TV. If you notice, no dark environment, no red lights, none of that nonsense. My customers relate to our environments. You ever see me walk through my house and see an environment come up dark and red? No, we don't do that down here. Even if it wasn't a red light, why is the environment so dark? We're using long throws in here. Shouldn't be an issue. That's how much light was coming off those lights. That's how bright they are. Same thing I explained to you about the OLED backgrounds. The backgrounds to OLEDs are jet black. Let's take out the overhead lights. Maybe we get too much light in the environment. We'll take these out. We'll just use the ambient environment lights. This is why I tell you that gray screen paint products are a complete, absolute fail. They are a waste of your time and your money at the end of the day. They do not produce contrast. They do not produce color. our basic lights in here, my lamps in here. The overheads on my ceiling fan are extremely bright. The gray screen still can't pull up. Blue screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
At Hampton by Hilton.
There you go. I couldn't express it enough. Let's take out one of the lamps. How about that? We're going to take one lamp out. We have one lamp here only. Let's see if we can get better color if we take out one lamp. The environment, mind you, is getting darker and darker and darker. Matter of fact, you know what? Just do something interesting. Let me do something fun. We're going to keep it on blue. See if we can maintain a blue level. We'll brighten it up first. This is what we're going to do, right? And we're going to drop the lights down darker and darker. See if you can still maintain a blue. All right? Nice and bright, right? Turn all the lights on first. All right? Take a look around at the environment. See how much light we got. We got that light on. We got the overheads on. We got the high things on here. We got it from the floor. Place is nice and well lit, right? How dark would it have to get in here for you in order to have a decent color for gray screen? So let's see. Let's back it up a little bit here. All right? Now what we're going to do is we're going to take off the lights first. As you can see, your color is not coming up. It's coming up faded. It's coming up washed out. That's the blue right there. Let's remove these lights here. And let's remove those here. So let's get them all out of here. There we go. All the lights are gone. Now those are gone, right? Still, color is still washed out. All right, we got the overheads on. They're pretty bright. Let's take those out too. Still colors washed out. All right, let's take out the light over here. Color's still washed out. The environment's not looking too good, is it? I mean, at the end of the day, think about it. If you have this place set up like a real nice home, you're still dropping lights. Just take the one out over here. That's the last one. That's the last light we got in here. And this place goes pitch black dark. Maybe your colors might get better. Let's see. Take out the light. That's a pretty hard piece of reality to take in, isn't it? That I started off the room nice and bright. No matter how many lights I took off in this environment, that screen color still is washed out at the end of the day. Even worse, look at all that blue pushing off on that curtain. Look at that light pushing off at the curtain. Look at it. Wake-up call for those of you who have these dedicated room setups. I want you to look at the light that's bouncing off your screens. So not only can't you see color on a gray screen, no matter how many lights we take out in the environment till we get the room to it's pitch black dark where you're going to be at the end of the day. But for those that have dedicated theater rooms, they're splashing around all of that extra light. Watch the curtains go dark. There you go. Let's see if it'll work with the contrast level. Let's see. You're not going to like this one, but we got to do it. 8K. Desired nature.
Getting that from YouTube.
You see how dark that section is over there? That's that screen canceling out all that light and still maintaining a beautiful image at the same time. Watch.
A tasty 2-minute omelet?
Okay, so commercial here.
Delicious. Just crack an egg.
You see how perfect that color is? People want that OLED. That's what they want. They want that OLED look to their screens. You can't get that from a gray screen. You will never achieve that from a gray screen. The only way you can get that screen to look like that, you have to have black technology to do it. And since we're the only ones who have a black technology that can produce a white level that high, you've seen the demonstrations downstairs, it's quite remarkable. Look how beautiful that image looks. This is using a projector of only 3,000 to 1 contrast. That's it. I bet you when they designed this projector behind me, I've seen the demonstrations on this projector. They're all displayed on white screens. It's a shame they really didn't see the full potential of that product before it was discontinued. It's a remarkable and beautiful piece of machinery. The only problem is they never got a chance to see the full potential of their own product because of the screen it was being displayed on. And here it is now. Look how beautiful that image is. See the background? See how the background is black? See how it pushes the image out? There you go. The skin looks. See, when I see that certain tone in the skin, that automatically know from the door. When I see the background coming up that washed out, automatically know from the door. See the background here? See the tone in the skin? See the gold here? Gold there? It's a shame. It is a shame. And it's a shame because, like I said, some of y'all are getting nothing at the end of the day. You really think you got a home theater system to brag about? Your screen is not even worthy. The projector that you have in the background, you're cheating it at the end of the day. You really think at the end of the day, if you really think honestly that you got the ultimate setup, you have nothing at the end of the day. My technology here can do things on a level that your projector, oh man, it's a shame you'll never see the full potential of it. Just like when I look at the Sony projector behind me right now. When I watched the old demonstrations on where the screen was displayed and what kind of projection screens they use, they really never got a chance to see the full potential of that projector. Never. Discontinued it. There's nothing wrong with it. Same thing with those of you who have these projection screens and all these screens at the end of the day. And I hear you I watch y'all demonstrations, how y'all brag, oh, look at the contrast. Look at the contrast. No, it doesn't. Your contrast is washed out. Now, I want you to look at that. We're in the, what would happen if I turn on one of these lights? What do you think would happen? Let's do the one over here in the corner. That's it. That's it. One light with a shade on it to wash out the contrast level on a gray screen. Oh, I understand. I know the naysayers on. It's understandable. But at the end of the day, you have to understand, your screen can't see contrast and it can't see color. I can put one light on in here with a shade on it, your screen would wash out. Why is it when we ask for people to do demonstrations in max out zones, so they meters on the ground, do demonstrations in fully lit environments, the hardest demonstration is the goldfish, harder than the star field. This is a black level in the background. When we request that demonstration, we request them in fully lit environments, the same equal amount of light that we use in the max out zone for a gray screen to be able to do. If a gray screen can't produce in this environment with one lamp, what makes you think it can produce in a max out zone? That's why any demonstrations you will see under gray screens will always be done in dark environments. And they try to attempt to do it in a well-lit environment. At the end of the day, you're not getting contrast. You're not getting a black level. You're getting gray. That's what you're getting. That screen produces a 100% contrast level. Now we got one light on. Let's try another one. We'll get this one over here in the corner. Doesn't make a difference where it flashes, it's not going to come up. Oh, where's this at? There we go. Back for demonstration here.
People just see the end product, but we see pros, do-it-yourselfers.
Now we get 2 lights on there. That's it. That's all we got in here. We're running that light with a shade on, not a lot of light. That light with a shade on, not a lot of lights. Look how fast your screens wash out. This is why gray screen is a bad idea at the end of the day. All right, how about the fluorescent lights? Let's put those on. We got those on, trigger on? Let's see. Did I disconnect that? Yeah, it doesn't make a difference. They overheads anyway. Overheads generate more light. Let's try the overhead light. Let's see what happens. Look familiar? It looks like the same demonstration we did downstairs in the basement. All the gray screens washed out, every last one of them. Black screens will maintain the contrast level. All right, let's check this out. Oh, now they come on. Take them out one at a time. Take them out next. Let's take out the overhead light. Your environment gets darker. Those of you who have gray screens, mind you, this is going to be your environment at the end of the day. Let's take out the light here. Well, let's take out the one over here first. We'll take this one first. The sad thing about it is, when I see these demonstrations on these gray screen paint products, this is the sad part. They believe that if you can see the image there, it's acceptable. So because I can see the image there, this is considered to be acceptable. That's sad. That's extremely, extremely sad. And I'll tell you why. Because you don't have quality anymore. Where does your quality go? Because you can see the image, you're saying, but it's still good. I can still see the image. So let me get this straight. You spend all this money for an expensive projector, and you'd rather see this than that at the end of the day on what you paid for? I don't think so. We got one more light in here. That's it. That's the only light we have in here. So this is what you're going to turn your environment into at the end of the day. And let's take a look at the reality here. This is what you just turned your environment into. Darken the corners. This is what I'm used to seeing in demonstrations. When I watch demonstrations, this is what I stare at. I stare at your corners. See how dark the corners are? How you got shadows cast in the corners? This is what we look for when we watch demonstrations. Before we even stare at the screen. I told you, when you look at the screen, the background of the screen tells the entire story of how dark your environment is. That's what we look at. Now let's take out all the lights. That's the best that you will ever get on a contrast level on your screen. And it's still nowhere near the performance rate of a Phantom. Now, dedicated theater rooms. Take a look at the wall. Oh, we gotta get Mr. Mannequin up here. Let's bring you all the way up. Those of you got dedicated theater rooms, I swear, and I've been in your forum sites. It's interesting. Beautiful setups, amazing setups. Don't get me wrong, love your setups. But your screens are garbage. They are. They're pure, sheer garbage. Look at that light you're reflecting all the place. What's the point if you're spending all the money to paint your walls dark? These walls aren't dark in here. These walls are actually kind of a light, kind of I say whitish beige. My curtains over there are white. But you spend the money to darken your floors and your ceilings just so you can block as much light as possible. To have your screen splash white light all over the place. Even back at you. So that light back there reflecting back and forth, it's all coming at you. Mind you, this is on a dark contrast demonstration here. Imagine if I pull something up with some bright colors and see what happens. But I'm going to show you at the end of the day, look at that curtain over there. I'm going to lean this to the side right there. I want you to look at that wall. Look at that curtain. Watch what you're supposed to really get. Your screens are supposed to be black in dedicated theater rooms. This is why. Mind you, the walls behind me are not black. They're actually a very light color. But it doesn't make a difference because your screen is designed to cancel out light. Nothing's going to reflect off the walls. There you go. Didn't even have to change the color of my walls. I could have a whatchamacallit for a minute. Let me get this back to where it was.
With Credit Karma, your good driving score can unlock insurance discounts. Download the app.
Oh, your environment's still bright. Super bright. We're gonna go to white levels. We'll show you that in a few minutes. It's gonna be super bright. Let's go over here and get this back to where we had it at. I don't like about the fire stick. It doesn't allow it to stay there. Certain ones allow you to stay there for a while, but the fire sticks, no, they won't allow you to do that. It comes out of a timeout zone for some reason. All right, let me see if I can remember. I had to memorize my buttons in here because we're in the dark. I'm not used to being in dark environments. I hate this crap, man. I really do. All right, we got it that time. Because, man, I was trying to figure out exactly what we hit the home button. Now, do you see how dark that corner is over there? Mind you, my walls in here are black. My walls in here are beige, a white beige. I can do a theater room. That's what we're going to do here. When we turn this from all white, we're going to turn this from all bone white. You'll see that we'll drop that screen. It doesn't make a difference what color my walls are. Usually most people, when they do theater rooms, the walls all in black and everything to cancel out much light. Your screen is still reflecting light all over, even back at you at the end of the day. But with black technology, at the end of the day, I can have my theater rooms bone white, and I guarantee you that room would be darker with that gray screen sitting in there. Told you. That's why you don't paint a gray screen in a theater room, in a dedicated theater room. Bad idea. Very, very, very bad idea. Let's turn the camera this way, right? Turn this way in this direction, right over here, right? All right. Get my focus a little better in there, boom, because we got this dark in here. Now let's bring the screen down. There you go. You want that true dark theater setting. That's what you want at the end of the day. But you can't get it with a gray screen. Number one, your colors are going to be washed out. Make a difference. Lights on or off, you're going to wash out. You can't pick up proper colors, contrast. That's gone. That's gone. And on top of that, you reflect all that white light all around your environment. White snow screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
Right here. No, that's what it is right here. All right. Let's go look at the wall again. Oh, it's going to get much brighter than this. Watch this. So if you're in a dedicated theater room and you hit something white, you're watching a movie on white snowstorms or whatever, blah, 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 that's how much light's pushing off in your environment. We show contrast levels, and the contrast levels is pushing off white light off the screen. Imagine if you show something bright blues, greens, whatever, that's what's going to pop off all over your environment. So much for basically having a dedicated theater room at the end of the day. Let's bring the screen down. Let's bring our technology down right now. Can't be in a realistic environment when you have a gray screen. Now, dedicated is different. In a dedicated theater room, it's going to be dark in there. But then again, how dark is your environment really going to be at the end of the day? There you go. That's our light. And this is without the white surface, without the a lot of bright light hitting you in the face, ain't it? Somebody say, well, my projector sits back farther than that. Oh, it'll reach. Trust me, it'll reach. It will definitely reach. Light does travel. It will definitely reach. $4K, no, better yet, cancel. Skyworth food demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
I'm going to show you some nice bright levels here. Skyworth food demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
Doesn't want to work right today. Let's try again. Skyworth food demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
There you go. Now, let's see. Let's go over here and let's pull this demonstration versus a gray screen versus our technology. Let's see what happens. Now, right here, you think you're seeing blue, right? No, it's washed out. Trust me. Let me show you what you're supposed to be seeing. This is blue. There you go. That's what you're supposed to get at the end of the day. Mine, we're in the dark. We haven't got the lights on yet. All right, let's expand it from there. When I sat there and told you that Phantom will beat the daylights out of your product, I wasn't joking. What happened there? Your screen washed out. Can't see contrast, or can't see color. Let's turn some lights on. Only one light in the corner. We already got that one. Let's turn the other one on. Well. Like I told you, at the end of the day. See how the detail's not even there? Watch the detail, not even there. Watch this. Watch the detail come back to the screen. Contrast level fades out. Look at the hair. Watch the hair wash out. See? Can't see contrast level. That's why the hair's not coming up in black. The minute our screen goes over top of it, it goes right back to black. Let me go back to the cuts real quick. Let's see if you can maintain your colors in the cups. They're supposed to be bright red. Hopefully they don't wash out. Nope, and they're washing out. Let's see if we can change that. And maybe help you out with that. Let's turn off the overhead lights. See what happens. See if you can pick up a better color level compared to the black screen. Nope, that's not working. Let's try to take out the other light. Get out on this side. See if you get a better color level when it goes to the gray screen. Nope, still washed out. Still washed out. All right, let's make the environment completely dark because that's exactly where you're going to have to be at. It's all gonna be. There you go. And your color is still washed. At the end of the day. How do you deal with these things at the end of the day, these screens? Man, colors don't pick up. I don't know how y'all deal with it. I don't know how y'all deal with it. All right, it's a little better. I don't know how y'all deal with it. Here, sit down for this. Every time you come in, we do one of these demonstrations. It's just surprising how bad these screens are, man. There's no point in putting on any light in here. In the dark, you still can't pick up on a gray screen paint product. This is really bad. I mean, really bad. It's bad. Even the fact that you're matching household paints, hobby paints, finger paints, tablecloths, and in the dark, this is not even a realistic environment. At the end of the day, customers don't want to be in the dark. This is literally what you're going to have to be in at the end of the day. Because someone takes an image. If I put all the lights on, the screen's going to wash out even faster. Oh, that's bad. That's really bad. That's why I said the fantastic thing about Phantoms. Phantoms can maintain extremely high white levels, even next to screens that are going to be far lighter than it. And as you see, look at the Phantom technology compared to the gray screen paint. Dark. color drain. That is really bad. Look at the color you're supposed to have. Watch, was it cherries? Watch one of those with the cherries. Look how the color pops on the black screen. Even worse, look at the red table. Watch how the table pops on the black screen. That's how bad gray screens are. I told you, outdated, prehistoric, they're garbage. That's what they are. That's what they are. And if you got a white screen, far worse than that. Far worse than that. That just shows you right there. Simple wake-up call. And in order for you to have a somewhat decent image, this is why all the demonstrations you're watching on these screen paint products are in dark environments. Oh my goodness. LG Beta Fish.
Getting us from YouTube.
Now, for people that are trying to decide on what to get the best paint for their product, this demonstration helps them out. For those of you who have gray screen paint products and you swear by them, no, your product is trash at the end of the day. It is, it's trash. You can't pick up in a dark environment. That's pretty bad. Now, if you painted your screen with a gray paint, you don't know any better than today, hey, no one's blaming it than today. But you people who support these gray screen paint products at the end of the day, you swear by them, that these products are supposed to be number one, yeah, you don't even know what you're talking about at the end of the day. We get rid of pitch black environment, which means this is not a realistic environment for a home. Dedicated theater room, yes. Home, no. Now, if you're watching movies, yes. But if you're in there watching everyday TV shows, something you be watching with the lights on with the TV and you're sitting in the dark because you're afraid your screen's going to wash out, that's bad. If you got to use blackout curtains to darken your environment, that's bad. If you got to have lights peppered out to your environment, ambient light controlled environment, that's even worse. You should be able to turn on any lights in here and that screen should fire up with no problem. If you're sitting there calibrating a brand new projector, that's bad. It's sad and funny at the same time. Let's go back to this real quick. Because I love when people say, oh, but I want that OLED. Everybody wants that OLED jet black. How you going to get OLED jet black on a gray screen? How's that even work? It's just funny hearing it. I'm picking up real contrast. I'm not picking up jack. There's no contrast level being picked up on that screen. Now you see that right there when the fish is diving through? Here's your reality right here. See how dark the environment is? You see how faded the red looks on the gray screen paint versus on the black technology? You see that black background? Remember I told you about OLED's demonstrations? The backgrounds are always super jet black. You see that? Now what would happen if I turn one light on in this environment? What do you think would happen to the screen? This is a reality where you're going to be at with a gray screen. Mind you, again, my projector's venue behind me. I have 4,300 lumens. Majority of people are not running 4,300 lumen projectors in their setup. So a 4,300 lumen Sony venue projector, not home projector. These are commercial projectors. These are used for commercials. All right, it's a commercialized machinery used for business. It's not a home. This is a high-power piece of equipment. If this machine can't pick up on that surface, what good is your projector going to do? But let's show you this interchange. I'm going to turn your lights on. One light. All right, I'm going to turn this one on over here. Let's see what happens. That's how bad your color just washed out from that 60-watt light bulb sitting in the corner. 60 watts. It took 60 watts of light in a corner to wash out a gray screen. That's pretty sad. Look at the chart. Think about that. watch. Watch a movie together. And you guys, a reality check, man. I do this from time to time, man. I try to keep my demonstrations what you're getting at the end of the day. Man, all that smoke and mirror bamboozle nonsense, man. These people are doing demonstrations. Videos look like something off the Red Planet. Darkened demonstrations. That demonstration was literally so dark. It was daytime outside the entire time. We're looking at the curtains. They're picking that apart right now. One of the forum sites. The guy was like, "It's daytime." I said, "Yeah, it's daytime." Daytime outside. And he had a nerve to have a lamp in the environment while it was daytime outside. Tell me that's not sad. That's really sad. But that's what happens if a 60-watt light bulb hits a gray screen. That's how bad your color washes out. And my projector is 4,300 lumens. Let's check out that gray light again. Let's check out that light before again. Let's turn it on again. 60 watts with a shade. That's all it took to wash the screen out even faster. And keep in mind, this is still going to be your environment at the end of the day. This dark medieval, as we call it, the medieval dungeon look, this is what it looks like. This is your environment right here. Dark in the corners. This is why I watch demonstrations. What do I look at? I look at the corners. How dark the corners are. The corner tells the whole story of exactly what's going on in the environment. Oh man, this one's making me depressed. All right, in the corner. Let's get one over here. We got another 60 watt. Let's drop that one. Let's see what we get. Image looks even worse. Now it's washed out even more. We only got 60 watts in here. It's a little bit better in here. Lighting's a little bit better in here. A little better in here. God forbid if you had condensed lighting in your home right now. Oh my goodness, man. But let's turn on the ceiling lights over top, okay? Now your screen washed out even faster. Man. Well, at least I can see the corners now. See the corners. But even in this room right here, this is too dark for me. I'm used to being in the max out zone. I'm used to being downstairs and all that ambient light. That's why I change this room out really quick. Bone white walls. These lights I have in here. Those are the commercial lights. They're used for like hotels and stuff like that. I run these in my hallway. You see how bright this thing is? Super bright. Now imagine having this entire room super bone white. Everything here, just white, white, white. And then the floors, everything. And then had that solid strip of bright lights all through the floor to the ceiling. Do you have any doubt how bright it's going to be in here? Yeah. At the end of the day, you don't want your product in here. You don't want it in here. But that's what I'm talking about. Realistic environment. That's the reason why we do demonstrations in the max out zone. Because if a screen can survive down there and maintain, up here it's nothing. If you're watching demonstrations constantly in the dark all the time, then guess what's going to happen? Then you turn on any light in the environment. If that's not true, then anyone making a great screen paint product would not have a problem with doing a demonstration in the max out zone, contrast only. And mind you, you're going to have something compared to. Can your black levels pick up in a fully lit environment, which means you're going to have to put black paint next to your screen. You're going to have to blend it. Can't be done. Can't be done. Let's get that gray out of here. I'm tired of looking at it. The sad thing about it is some of the demonstrations I've seen on gray screen paint products To them, the picture ain't gotta be the best quality. It can be the most washed out, ugliest picture you've ever seen in your entire life. As long as you can see it, it's considered to be acceptable. In my book, that's not true. In my book, it has to look perfect from corner to corner. I don't want to see any fade, no washout, nothing. I want the image to look fantastic. It's not acceptable. It has to be perfect. Because keep in mind, at the end of the day, if I'm going to be walking around in my environment, if I want to watch a movie and I want to look at the galaxy on my ceiling, I want to be able to see it. Not some faded image at the end of the day. If that's the case, I'll just buy a TV. Now, we didn't get a chance to get to it today, but tomorrow we're going to be doing some demonstration for you dedicated theater room buffs out there. Oh, I love going into y'all forum sites the most. We're going to be showing you at the end of the day why you do not want to put a gray or silver screen product on your screen at the end of the day, because you're going to do nothing but reflect light all over the place. We're bringing upstairs Mr. Mannequin. Mr. Mannequin is going to grace our presence by showing you at the end of the day that's how much light is going to be bouncing off your face at the end of the day. Let's go with some, let me see. Sharp 4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
Let's show you how beautiful the colors can be on a black screen. That's why I tell people, you want that OLED technology? Well, this is where it's at. You have all our lights on in the environment. You have to worry about the screen washing out. None of that nonsense. Isn't that beautiful? Right now, I can take my stuff down, throw it in the next room, have my lights on, watch my TV movies on a multi-screen back there. So what you want at the end of the day? Turn a $68 cheap motorized projection screen into a black OLED. People spend all that money for the projectors because the screen is lacking. That's why. That's why they spend all that money. The sad thing about it is you spend all that money and you only get like half of a projector. That's it. That's the sad thing about it. For those you're worried about, some of my over black screens can't pull up with the lights off. Seriously, I swear I'd love to meet some of these people at the end of the day. Where did you get that theory from? Cracker Jack box? You do know it's harder to produce an image with the lights on, right? Lights off is easy. Very, very, very easy. Let's sit back and watch. A $270 projector. Remember, this is a screen by a professional opinion that was supposed to be so dark that a tablecloth would make it unwatchable at the end of the day. Remember that. Keep in mind. Watch all your color disappear, disappear, disappear. You can't see color. That's why. No, you're not going to see color. That's what's going to happen. That's why you got to calibrate. I'm pretty sure when you bought Great Screen Paint, you were told to calibrate. I'm pretty sure you were. Because I'm pretty sure when you got it home, you were like, hey, wait a minute, how come it doesn't look like it does in your video? Well, it doesn't look like that because you don't have a $1,000 projector. That's why. That's the first red flag right there to tell you. That's why we don't use these high-end projectors. But if you ever had a complaint about it, and you said, well, it doesn't look the same on your video, how come? Well, you're going to tell you got to calibrate your projector. You got to use it in an ambient light controlled environment. You know, my screen paint's it never was ambient light projection. Here's the thing. If your product's not ambient light, why would you challenge something that is? So like I said, that's what you're going to be told. You have to be in an ambient light controlled environment. You have to calibrate your projector to get the colors just right. You can calibrate your projectors all day long. You're not going to equal that thing at the end of the day. And even with that projector, it's still not even showing exactly what that projector is capable of doing because it's being shortchanged on the screen. It's being produced off. I'm pretty sure, think about it. The people who basically advertise the P2, have you ever seen any of the demonstrations in a dark environment just like his? You haven't, have you? You've never seen any demonstrations of a P2 projector being displayed from any of the companies in the same environment that he has as a projector. If that was the case, they wouldn't be to sell those things. Because someone would look at that and go, wait a minute, I gotta be in it. That's an ultra short though, and that environment is that freaking dark at the end of the day? That's where I gotta be at? Oh heck no. They'd buy something else at the end of the day. They might even just go get a TV. $3,000 for a projector, you're gonna sit in the dark with. So if you look at the demonstrations under the P2, all those demonstrations are done in ambient light environments. Even though the screen's crap at the end of the day, but still. It just tells you something right there. Now all the demonstrations I see under my projectors, well, they're usually done in, well, we do the same demonstration they do. They do the ambient light controlled environments, but our demonstrations are well lit. I had that projector outside a couple times. They've never taken that projector on that level. As a matter of fact, any of the demonstrations we've done on any of the projectors we have here, none of the companies have done the same demonstrations at all, period. All ambient light controlled environments, pretty much. I gotta look into that. I need to look in. I'm gonna research on YouTube. I'm gonna look at my old projectors and see what kind of environments they have my projectors sitting in, compare it with the P2 is sitting in at the end of the day. Matter of fact, we'll do it right after this. We have some time. Can't wait. We gotta watch that movie pretty soon. We'll watch the movie on Trolls. Oh, this is a good one right here. Look at the reds. The reds coming back and the greens. The greens aren't even high enough. Look at our technology pushing the green back in. Man, this stuff is beautiful. But I'm not used to being in this dark, man. This is not it. That's not me. I can't deal with this. I'm going back to my reality. This is my reality right here. This is what I'm used to being in. Well-lit environments. Let's do something with, let's see. Come on. You can go in. You're good. You're not getting any trouble. Got the lights on. We're good. Let's see what we want to do here. New York City skyline.
Getting that from YouTube.
Fancy.
Go.
Icebreaker. Ooh, fancy.
Start the new year out right. Make over your rooms for a fresh start with Raymore and Flanagan.
Let's get some more light in here too. I like to get your lights in here. You're good. There we go. I like this right here. It's a nice angle. look. Doesn't look really nice, doesn't it? But you can't be in this setting, this environment. You can't be in this environment. Your screen can't pull up. That's the sad thing about gray screen paint products. Now it's funny because I used to make this stuff back in the day. I swore up and down that this product was doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. I literally thought I was seeing contrast at the end of the day. It took that piece of sample sheet from Screen Innovation to allow me to see that I was not going in the right direction. And some people will look at that right there on the Cinemax and say, well, that right there, it's pulling, no, it's like contrast. People, again, wrong again, wrong again. Your projection screen is supposed to look like a TV at the end of the day. You shouldn't have to change your environment in order to fix the color on your screen or the contrast on your screen. And you shouldn't have to spend tons of money to get a projector to make up for what your screen can't do at the end of the day. Now, for those who've been asking me questions about painting motorized projection screens, well, if you just notice how many times I roll the screen up and down, up and down, up and down in the demonstration, and it does have multiple coats attached to it, not a problem, easy to do. This is a $68 cheap motorized projection screen that I picked up over on eBay. I don't know if they have any more. I went over there because I like these. These got the little hooks on them that can hook up and change my screen at will. And maybe they have them up there. And if they get them up there, I'm getting 10 of them because I want to do a couple more of these customized. Look at Taco. Don't jump up in that window, buddy boy. Don't mind you moving about. Let's get some of these other contrast demonstrators. AK got something else besides in there. AK Nature Desire.
Getting that from YouTube.
We'll get something else on here. Let's go over to I like this one right here.
I'm hungry for plant-based fried chicken.
Let's show you what else you're missing. Again, like I said, the background must remain black at all times. These are only demonstrations, that's what they're for. I start to never understand how somebody has a great product and you're showing off OLED demonstrations. It's designed for a black screen, dark technology. That's why OLED is black, not gray. And people say, well, black technology is the future. Look at your cell phone. What color is your cell phone screen? Is it gray or black? Any computer monitors, any LCD screens you got in your house, what color are they, gray or black? Sure, if you went and bought an OLED TV, opened it up out of the box, and it was gray, I guarantee you'd be taking it back to the store. Like, it's supposed to be black. This is not gray, it's supposed to be a black screen. I can hear the argument right now. So how come the same thing doesn't apply to your projection screen at the end of the day? I showed you in the demonstration that even in a dark environment, a gray screen is a waste of time. And I showed you that. Can't pick up contrast, can't pick up color, like all over. It's an outdated product at the end of the day. You hungry? What you want to eat today? Yeah, gotta make something. Let's see what's going on here. I'm putting my screen back in. Alright people, well that's a reality check. The reason why my videos take so long is because there's just so much information you're supposed to take. It's a shame that people don't explain it to you at the end of the day. Done. That's it. Don't explain to you why or how or this, that, and the other. Don't break it down for you at the end of the day. Just throw anything at you at the end of the day so you can buy this washed out product and throw it up on your screen at the end of the day to watch it fail with the lights on and you need to sit in the dark in a medieval dungeon or some kind of dark cave at the end of the day. That's what you're going to get. And at the end of the day, it makes I can match your product to basically any household product that I can find at Home Depot or Lowe's, no problem. I bought Hobby Paint today, people. Think about it. Hobby Paint today and was able to build a better image with Hobby Paint at 97 cents for every 2 ounces. So altogether, if I went down and I got a gallon of it, it probably cost me around $23, $24. Cheaper than $80 to $90 a quart of paint. The same thing. But I guarantee you one thing, you won't be doing this in here. Alright, well, we're done. I'm curious while I'm in here. Let me see something for a minute. P2 projector, ultra short throw.
Getting that from YouTube.
I want to see. Well, they butchered the daylights out of it, didn't they? Let me see. I want to see the companies, how they're displaying this projector at the end of the day. I know it's not in a dark bar. That's virtually impossible. They would never make any money off of it. But then again, you know what kind of screens they're using. If they're using that projector, I guarantee you they're not probably Black Diamond. Let me see. I don't know what that crap is. We don't need all that. Space from the P2, space, ultra short throw. Short throw. Space. Should be the last search for it. And let's see. Because these demonstrations of this screen is showing in the dark every single time. This is going to be sad. In the dark. Here it is right here. This is P2. What's that guy almost? Oh, this one with the ceiling light rejection screen. We tested that stuff already. Been here, done that. Look at that. Every demonstration in the dark. You spent $3 grand for a projector to sit in the dark at that distance from a screen? You gotta be kidding me. Oh man, I tell you right now, the projection industry is a joke. This is a joke. This better be building better. Orange shirt, the Dark Star Infinity. Same thing, same small, tiny screens. These screens are tiny. Why are people using these small, tiny screens? Bigger. If I have my screen on display downstairs, it's 148. This is a test screen. I would not make this my main screen. Now, if we're going to be doing a screen here for the main screen, we blow out the whole wall. Like we have in the next one, we blow the whole wall out. But this is not, this is a P2 Ultra Shredder 2 and it's on a Dark Star 9. But I'm going to see this real quick. It's the only one I've seen in a well-lit environment. But he's using a Dark Star 9. Mind you, his screen is $3,000. Here's a $3,000 screen. So here's a Dark Star 9. That's a $3,000 screen. That's a gunmetal screen. They're dark. And mind you, Pro is using a gray screen paint product. But we can beat the Dark Star 9 with no problem because we've done it already. This can be the Dark Star 9. But still, he's on a gunmetal screen, a heavy gunmetal. No. This is where we got a problem at. All right. You got the overheads on. There we go. Good. But that's what I don't like about it. The video is too short. There's so much more I need to see. Where's the color patterns? Where's the contrast levels? Just one demonstration. You got to show more than that at the end of the day. Because I want to see what the white levels look like. What do the color patterns look like? You got to compare it to anything else? Come on, give me more than that. Like you're just asking too much. No, I'm not demand that much. At the end of the day, it should be that way at the end of the day. Let me see. Oh, we did the storm already. We tested this stuff already. I'm not seeing my thing. But at least at the end of the day, he did have it was well-lit environment. Very good, very well-lit environment. But still, like I said, with bright colors, anything. I forgot his screen is a gun now. He's using the Dark Star 9, so that's a whole different story. So his screen is really, really crazy. He has a dark screen. A Dark Star 9, when we had it here, I ordered it again. OBR's temperatures to come back in. But with a Dark Star 9, that particular screen had one of the best angle gains I've seen on a screen. The rest of them were going dark. It just maintained it. That's why I kind of like that. It gave you more of a challenge with that screen. Where the other ones didn't do too much of a good job. But there's a $3,000 screen sitting on his wall right now. And there's a huge difference between a Dark Star 9 and gray screen paint. A massive, huge difference. Because at the end of the day, when I saw the demonstration of him showing up the Dark Star 9, comparing himself, he kept up with these colorful, bright levels. Well, why didn't you show the one key feature that Dark Star 9s are known for? Pulling that heavy contrast level. He's not going to do that because his screen can't pull the same contrast level as a Dark Star 9. Now see, you see how dark, this is Crow's demonstration. You see how dark his demonstration compared to the Dark Star 9? When they display those projectors, they don't have them on gray screen paint mixes. They'll put it on the most expensive screen they can put it on. And they're going to put it on a darker screen to pull the contrast levels to keep it in a well-lit environment, a screen with the high-end ambient light controlled. It's an ambient light controlled environment, but the screen has a higher gain. A Dark Star 9 has a 0.9 gain. We can take that on here easy, but no problem. I got demonstrations of taking on Dark Star 9s with no problem. But like I said, at the end of the day, it's a $3,000 projection screen. Where in every demonstration I've seen on the Crow's product, in the dark with a $3,000 projector. And your distance though, it's not even that far. You're like right up on top of the screen. That's the P2 right there. The screen's so small. Are you kidding me? Does that? Let me ask you. Let me look at the specifications on this screen. The specifications on the P2, they got to be 100 inches. I've never seen 120 inches. It's literally the size of the screen. I bet you we can max that bad boy. I can max the joint to a 160 easy. I had an Optima GT55 and 56, and I had them both at 150s. But it's such a small screen. Look at the distance throw. The distance throw is not even there at all, period. So at the end of the day, there's no way in the world that your screen should be that washed out, that faded, and the fact that you have to sit in a dark environment with your distance throw being that short. My distance throw is way back over here. And your product still doesn't pull up. Look at the distance throw in there. Right up on top of the screen. And he's probably using an expensive screen too. I guarantee it's gunmetal. Guarantee it's not white. That's why I said when they're advertising those screens, they're not using that big great product. They're using gunmetal screens in there. I don't see much on it. Okay, that much for a projector is supposed to be. Projection screen. I built other Valve projectors. Oh, I hate those projectors. So my projectors are trash. That's a trashy projector. I'm sorry. Valve, if you don't like it, your projector is garbage at the end of the day. Pixel shifted technology. That's a freaking joke. See that screen being displayed like that? It looks like a DMP Supernova. They got two screens called the Infinity and Blade. They're literally that freaking thin. That's a $5,000 screen. I guarantee you, any screen that they're displaying this screen on has to be anywhere between $3,000 and $5,000. I guarantee you. Those thin screens you see right there, those look like the DMP Supernovas, the Infinity and Blades. They're $5,000 a piece. They sit that thin literally against the wall. Now, you see what I'm talking about here? You see the demonstrations on how they're advertising this projector? There is no way in the world on God's green planet that anyone's going to go near this piece of machinery if it was sitting in the same environment that Crow is displaying that screen in. See how the projectors are supposed to be designed as a TV the ultimate TV home entertainment. It's supposed to give you like you have like a TV setting, but you would have like that kind of feeling. That's what it's designed for. That's the whole purpose of an ultra short throw. Not so you can sit right up on top of the screen. It's to give you that whole setting. So look at the house. Let's look at it. Look at the environment. Look at all the light coming through. Look how beautiful that looks. This is what your environment is supposed to look like when you're using an ultra short throw projector. Not sitting in a cave somewhere trying to figure out exactly where the coffee table's at. There you go. When they designed this projector, to begin with, it wasn't designed to be in a dark environment. Now, let's just say if you were to go out projector shopping and you just happen to run across this projector right here and every last video was in a dark demonstration when you couldn't make out jack. If you notice, look at the environment. See how white it is? See how bright it is? It's to give off the illusion that the room is really well illuminated. And you can sit there in this bright environment with all this light. See, that's the thing about projectors. People give projectors a bad rap at the end of the day because they say, well, look, no way, I don't want a projection screen because I got the environment. The room is going to be dark and I have to turn on all the lights and I don't want to be in this dark environment. I want to just buy a TV and be done with it. I don't have to darken my curtains or use ambient light controlled environments and blah, 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 blah. See what I'm talking about? But in this, how they did this demonstration was a beautiful demonstration. Everything in the environment is white or beige, there's bright color to it. Big windows, light pushing through, family sitting there playing. This is the way it's supposed to be. not sitting in a cave somewhere, like I said, GPS in your coffee table. Because if they advertised this projector the same way he did in his demonstration, nobody would buy it. Nobody would touch it with a 10-foot pole. So how is a projector that has this capability, don't get me wrong, I think they didn't doctor this is actually real video. How is it producing this image in this environment, but yet when he has it, it doesn't produce the same image? Because I guarantee the screen they're using in this demonstration is probably a very advanced screen, a very advanced piece of equipment they're using. It could be DMP Supernova, it could be Darkstar, and it could be any one of those companies that are actually involved with having a partnership with this in the day. Which means that projector has amazing, incredible capabilities. The only problem is you can't see it because it's being used on a crappy screen paint at the end of the day. I can't produce an image with the lights out or the lights on. You see the selling point of this product? You can have that massive big screen experience. You can have it in a fully lit environment. You don't have to be stuck in the dark. Same thing I've been telling you about the technology we develop over here. Don't have to be in the dark. You have to change your environment. You can do your yoga. You can actually watch movies. You can do everything in a fully lit environment, just like a TV. So why in the world is somebody advertising that thing in a dark environment that looks like the Red Planet from Kramer from Seinfeld? Because this is how they advertise the projector. Now me, if I'm buying a projector for the first time, I'm buying this bad boy. You know why? Because I'm looking at this and wow, wait a minute. They got all the lights on and look how bright everything is in the environment. Of course, they went overboard with the white furniture, but you know what they're getting at anyway. You could have this, I mean, man, this is crazy. Because like I said, you go to a foreign site where they have TVs at, and they'll tell you from the door, I don't want that junk in my house in the day. I got black in my environment, I got dark everything up. I can't, no, I don't want that. I'd rather have a TV instead at the end of the day. Not to worry about my screen washing out, no colors, no calibrating, all that nonsense. No, I'd rather have the TV. This is what they're going against. This is what they're basically battling against TV sets. They're saying at the end of the day, no, you can have that 100-inch, 200-inch in your living room. You can have all your lights on, and you don't have to worry about your image washing out or fading. You don't have to be in the dark. But I guarantee if they had crow's paint in there, that screen wouldn't pull up at all. It would be in a dark environment. Because even he can't get his projector to pull up in a well-lit environment. Mind you, the demonstration we saw today, the room was literally so dark you could see light peeking around the curtains, which means it was light outside. That's how dark he had the environment. So you look at this on how they advertise this projector compare to what you see and the demonstration he displays it in. Oh, and this is giving me some ideas because I'm going to make this area look like this when we get done with it. Oh, we're going to change out some stuff. We're going to break this room. I want this. I want this whole environment, the way this looks. I want it in here. What do we got to do? I'm going to have to do some research. Here's some really bright white paint. Yeah, we want this. I want this right here, in here, in here. Definitely in here. Oh, yes. This is nice. Okay, we got to do some different. I got some ideas. This commercial just gave me some ideas. I'm going to go back and play this. I get some ideas off of this. That looks exactly like a DMP Supernova. They're literally that thin. They're super thin screens. Now you see how they advertise that projector? You have it off when you have the movies playing, but for everyday stuff like watching TV and shows, you see how well lit that environment was? That's how they're advertising this projector. Because at the end of the day, when you're dealing with the TV market industry, industrial industry, and you're dealing with projector, at the end of the day, it's been going back and forth. At the end of the day, a projector screen setup will never compare to a TV. A TV will do things that a projector can't do. Number one, we don't have to darken curtains. And I've heard these conversations back and forth sites all the time. I don't have to go in at the darken my environment. My house looks like a house. It doesn't look like a cave at the end of the day. I don't have to darken curtains and none of this nonsense. I don't have to worry about my screen washing or fading because I turn a little bit of light on at the end of the day. There you go. And that's why they're making these ultra short throw projectors. They're easy, it's like a TV. Set it right up front, you get this big, huge image. You can have all your lights on. Screen's not gonna wash, that's not gonna fade. But what you have to understand, at the end of the day, that screen that projector's hitting against, I guarantee you, is not a cheap screen. It's a very, very expensive screen. There's a difference between a $3,000 projection screen and gray screen paint. Why do you think at the end of the day, we do so many demonstrations on certified screens? There you go. Now you see where it all clicks together. Because at the end of the day, if this ever comes up with somebody says, well, you know, I can go out and spend $3,000 or $5,000 for Darkstar 9, well, we beat a Darkstar 9. My technology is more advanced than that. And our screens are super jet black, which means we can maintain a contrast level when they can't at the end of the day and produce white levels the whole 9 yards. Because I know darn well in their advertisements, when they're showing off that projector, they're using a very expensive screen when they do it. But at the end of the day, I don't spend $3,000 for a projector. My projector sitting downstairs on my screen in that fully lit environment, you know, the one with the ceiling displaying off the ceiling, all that. Yeah, that projector cost me $300. Big difference. You have to have, like I said, realistic environments. That environment was pretty nice. I like that. I need to have that in here. That's what I'm talking about doing bone white. That's what I want. Oh, I can't wait to get started. I might start the paint job tomorrow. I'm excited now. I want to get the paint job started tomorrow. I'm going to take all this stuff down. We got everything puttied. Everything here is done. It's all done. It's all sanded down. I am going to bone white the daylights out of this place, man. And I'm going to put all white lighting in here. Nothing but white lighting. Let me see what got it. Oh, well. Well, we can keep that. That's not going to do anything. I think I might get rid of my recliner, just have everything in white. But then again, no, I don't have too much white in here. But some of the stuff in black, we're going to do everything here in white. And the floor is definitely going to be done in bone white. So I got an idea for the floor already on how we're going to do it. But we need this area to be white. So that same lighting you see here in my hallway, yes, that bright lighting, we need that in here. Because that's not bright enough. That's not going to do the job at all, period. All right, I got some ideas. Just by seeing that commercial on, I got some ideas on what I want to do with that area. But that is really nice. I like that. I like that bright white. Everybody's looking at the projector. I'm looking at the environment. That's what I'm staring at. I'm staring at the environment. I'm getting some ideas of what I want to do in here. I like that. I like that bright white. I like that right there. That's what we got to do in here. We need everything in bone white in here. But that's what I was telling you at the end of the day. That's what it's a TV kind of set top projection screen, a projection TV. That's pretty much what they call it. So at the end of the day, it's something we don't have to have a lot of wires and cables and stuff all hooked up and all that nonsense. You set it up in the front. The environment is supposed to be well lit. That's what it's for. It's for a family setting, family gathering. You're not supposed to be in the dark like that. Every time you're in the dark, you're going to watch a movie. That's basically about it. But at the end of the day, you should be to watch a movie with the lights on too also. You should have options. But the way he's displaying this projector at the end of the day, are you kidding me? In a red zone, dark environments, deep reds, it's an undesirable, unattractive environment. Let's take a look at this real quick. So he has this too. Let's go over here for a minute. Again, dark environment, back to a dark environment. What's the point? Look how close it's into the screen. Environment should never be that dark. That's a shame. Waste of piece of machinery. That's a shame. That is just a crying shame. It's a shame. It is a shame. Like I said, my projector behind me is a discontinued in 2012. And my projector can produce in a fully lit environment with no problem whatsoever. I don't get that, man. It's a waste of machinery, man. If I had the great screen product, let's put this way off, man. Oh, man, I just don't get it, man. I don't get it. If I had that great mix on my wall right now, this is what I'd be getting right now. I would have to be in a dark environment. I wouldn't have a choice. So it could come down to a screen. I'm pretty sure there's nothing wrong with that projector. There's not a thing wrong with that projector. It probably doesn't have a 5,000 or very expensive high-end screen in there. That's why at the end of the day, because they pull those projectors off at the showroom all the time. But then again, like I said, they got like $4,000 and $5,000 projection screens on the VSO screens. It's a big difference between a black diamond and a regular screen. It's a big difference between a Darkstar 9 and a regular screen. These are $5,000 screens, a very expensive piece of material at the end of the day. Yeah, it's going to show a huge, huge difference at the end of the day. Like right now, my screen right now is jet black. Look at the difference between my screen and the gray screen paint. I don't even have an ultra short throw line sitting way back over there. It's a huge difference. It all comes down to the screen at the end of the day. He can't display that same image in the video because he doesn't have that expensive screen sitting in there. It's an amazing projector, but his projector can only do what the screen allows it to be able to do. I told you, at the end of the day, it comes down to the screen. It makes and breaks your theater system. So right now, with my technology in here, I got my old projector sitting behind here. Look at the image I'm pulling up in here. If I had that gray screen paint at the bottom, it didn't make a difference if my projector was 4,000 or 5,000. I can't pull the image because, like I said, the projector has the capability. The screen can't give me what I want. And that's what I've been telling you. I've been preaching that to y'all for the longest time, man. It don't make a difference how much money. I got people coming up on the sites. I got JVCs, I got barcodes. All right, big deal. What's your screen look like? Oh, I got this silver. Oh, no, we're done with this conversation. Moving on, because I know exactly what you're going to pull up at the end of the day. That projector should be looking exactly the way it does in that display. It should exactly the same way. You probably doesn't have an expensive screen landing up there. That's why at the end of the day. Screen makes and breaks the projector. That's why Jamie's sitting in the dark with a $3,000 projector. It doesn't look the same way it does in the demonstration for the projector because they got a high-end screen in there that I guarantee at the end of the day will blow his product clean out of the water. Not us. We just about tested everything. I'm pretty sure what they have in there, we probably already ran across already. But still, we in the dark with that piece of equipment. Come on. Oh. We're knocking the guy's video. Nice video and all. Good job and all. But you're in the dark, man. What the freak with an ultra short throw projector? Oh, that's bad. It's not even impressive. LG demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
Shame, beautiful piece of machinery. Shortchanged on a screen. That's pretty much what it is when it comes down to. They're shortchanged on a screen.
Pop quiz, Greg. What's the first ingredient in Smucker's Natural Strawberry? Very smart, Greg. Very smart.
Remember the demonstration we was just showing you? I'm about to show it right now on a black technology on our screen. In a fully lit environment. Same demonstration he just showed a few minutes ago. As I said before, people go out and spend all the money for these expensive projectors just to shortchange them on these crappy screens. Now watch this. Same demonstration. Told you. I'm supposed to be in the dark with that screen. There we go. Yep, that's all. I couldn't explain it to you any better than that. You go back and you look at the trailers and demonstrations of these high-end projectors, especially if you bought one, go back and check out the trailer and see how they have that screen set up. You're like, good gracious, that thing's gonna fully. That's probably what made you buy it to begin with, because you saw it in all that lighting. Sad thing about it is the same lighting they have it in, you can't get it at home at the end of the day. You know why? Because you don't have a $5,000 screen sitting on your wall at the end of the day. I guarantee they spent the money for a big boy screen up there. That's the difference. They got a high-end screen that's designed to make that projector boom. And I'm pretty sure they had professionals calibrate the daylights out of that projector for that showroom display. But I guarantee it doesn't look the same way that you get it when you get it home at the end of the day, especially if you don't have the same projector. Even worse. And if you had the same projector, how come in any of the demonstrations we just saw on that P2, his demonstrations don't look the same way? Because of his screen paint, that's why. His screen paint is basically shortchanging his projector. I might just cut that thing in half. All right. I think I've expressed enough today. I'm gonna go downstairs and watch me a Western and enjoy my rest of my day. Let me see. Anything else we're doing in here? This right here. I guess I'm gonna put this up in the multi-room. We're down here on this one. See like that. I got some real good ideas off that P2. I like that setting and that environment. Oh, that was beautiful. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do this whole section like this. I'm gonna do this whole room in bone white. I gotta go to Sherman Williams and ask him exactly. I want the whitest white that you could possibly get me. I mean, the whitest white. And of course, we're gonna need some really nice lighting in here. Those lightings we have in Always, it's gonna be perfect in here. Perfect. I'm gonna make preparations to get myself a P2 projector, and I'm gonna show you exactly what you are supposed to be seeing off of that projector. This is a shame. Like I said, the projector we have over here, the VPL FH32, or actually 30, I've seen the demonstrations because I did the research before I bought the projector. Because I saw them online, I wanted to get two of them, and I actually did the research. And every demonstration that's on the projector was the same thing: ambient light controlled environment, ambient light controlled environment. We don't use ambient light controlled environment with those projectors. We use them. I have a couple of demonstrations. We used them outside a few times, and they've never taken that projector outside, not ever, in any of the demonstrations. And the sad thing about it was they probably discontinued it. You know, it's an old model. You know what I mean? Nobody wants them anymore. And at the end of the day, there was nothing wrong with the projector. It's just they were shooting it on a crappy screen at the end of the day. Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong. Nothing wrong. Oh, it's just so much, man. I wish I'm gonna get me when I get done this, when we go corporate, I'm gonna set me up a dedicated stream for basically because we're gonna basically we go offline. It's gonna be a whole nother different world for us after that. But I'm gonna set up a dedicated stream where I can do lectures on projection screens. Because man, I love doing this, man. I love talking. There's so much information. That's why when I sat there and watched that demonstration on the P2, I was like, that's it? That's all you got? That's all you're going to show me? Come on, man. You got to see more than that. Give me some comparisons. Give me some better lighting conditions. Really test that thing out, man. But no. Just a bunch of pretty colors. Just show one little demonstration and we're done. That's not enough. Especially I'm going to spend $3,000 for a projector at the end of the day. But then again, like I said, I ain't worried about it. If we can make these things look fantastic, I can imagine we do that. Okay? Okay, so everything here is off at the end of the day. What's going with that? I think I'm going to the theater and watch a movie in there. I haven't been in there in a while. But I don't want, now he's going to be mad about I don't care at the end of the day. We don't care. We don't care. And, you know, what are you getting mad about? Back your product up. That's what you need to do. Go get those paints out there. Back your product that you should be doing. I am going to be ordering the Cinemax again. We're going to do a second unboxing again. And I think a friend of mine, two of my other friends are going to be doing unboxings also too. So they're going to be putting in orders for theirs. But it's going to be hard for them to figure out those guys at the end of the day. They're not even from California, from someplace else. But they're going to be doing their demonstrations too on the product. Because like I said, at the end of the day, this stuff matches house paint. It matches hobby paint. When I pulled that hobby paint out, I was like, oh, this is not good. Anytime you hear me say that, when I pull something out, it means that it's going to match it. And even if it's a different shade, it's not going to be off by much. It's going to basically still blend in at the end of the day. That's Sherwin-Williams. That right there is the Cinemax right there. You couldn't tell one from the other at the end of the day. It produces, this is going to produce a little darker because it has, but at the end of the day, it all blends in. No difference in the stack of this stuff that we just went through downstairs. So, you know, unless he can show you the only way that product would be worth buying at the end of the day, unless he comes on here and he says, look, I'm gonna show you something. And he turns on his projector, he paints his one side black here with black paint, and he turns on the projector, and that screen blends into that black paint. Oh, I would definitely buy it myself. I would definitely buy it myself. I'll put an order in myself to get it. Which we tried already a few times, he canceled. But I had somebody else get it for me. I would have to have it down here. That'd be the most impressive thing I ever saw in my entire life. You're trying to tell me that that product you made right here, the Cinemax, blended into a black screen and pulled the same contrast up as a black screen, knowing that the screen was that light, it still maintained color the whole 9 yards? Are you kidding me? Oh, he'd be a millionaire. He'd definitely be a millionaire. That would be the best of both worlds. Anybody on the face of the planet, if you figure out how to make, especially if you do a bone white screen, if you have a bone white screen and that thing hits contrast and it blends into a black surface, you're a multi-millionaire in no time at all. Every projection screen company on the face of the planet is going to want to get their hands on that tech. Just like when OLED technology came out, now you see it in Sony's, all these TVs are embedded with OLED. You see it in VR glasses, everything. Everything, even cell phones are embedded with that OLED technology. Yeah, you figured that out? That's the most impossible task on the face of the planet. It's a give and take. We don't even, our black screens produce wire test demonstrations. Our black screens do demonstrations and other black screens are not doing it. There are any out there in the market. They're not all gunmetal, but our stuff does stuff that other technology doesn't do at the end of the day. Like I said, you go to my website, look at my demonstrations and try to match anybody out there that has the same demonstrations that we're doing. I guarantee you won't find one. That's why when I told you at the end of the day, that Legend technology is going offline. Wait till you see what a Black Legend looks like. All the Black Legend will wipe all this stuff out with no problem. But that stuff right now is on the paperwork. I can't even show the labels. I can't show what they look like. Nothing. Because we got lawyers taking care of all that. It's all set up for next year's technologies. The legendaries are coming out next year. Can't show that all. But like I said, you figured it out. You figured that part out. Yeah, it's even hard enough to get a black screen to be able to maintain a white level is extremely hard to do. But you're talking about a white screen that can see a contrast level like a black screen, you are a multi-millionaire overnight. Every company on the face of the planet is going to want to have that technology embedded into it. And you're talking about the Cinemax gray screen can produce a contrast level equal to a black screen. I haven't seen the demonstrations. I haven't seen any of the test demonstrations yet. All I've seen is demonstrations in the dark. That doesn't prove anything. Contrast levels are always going to pull better in the dark than in a well-lit environment. That's not showing any proof. Is that right, Taco? I'm going to get your last one. Your last one? Do you mind moving? Can I get past? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You ain't got to say it that way. Yeah, I know. So thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Might be to pull it off with a reflective surface, but never paint. Probably a reflective surface you could probably do it with. You're like, what about chameleon paint? No, it ain't gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Chameleon paint changes too much. It reflects too much or changes too much. It doesn't work. And remember, you gotta factor in high-end projectors. If it's gonna hot spot all that stuff, it ain't gonna work with it. Trust me. I even went through the numbers and see how it can be done. It's virtually impossible. I understand what I said, but then again, in God's standards, it's not impossible. But man, I don't think I even have the brain power to even push that one right there. Let me tell you a little interesting fact right quick. Do you know that When you study ambient light for projection screens, you have to study plants. That's all I'm gonna say. Plants. You're like, what the fuck is he talking about? Yeah, I just told you something. You figure it out. It'll pop in there one day. You'd be surprised. Sun killer technology, plants. Think about it. Can't tell you everything at the end of the day. Bring it up. Can't tell you everything. Taco, we're gonna go downstairs. What you wanna order, Taco? You want a pizza? You like pizza? Get you a pizza, man. All right, people. I'm not gonna waste any more of your time. I'm pretty sure you got things to do today. Thank you for coming and popping in, watching this long. You might as well call them lectures, man, because these are not demonstrations. These are literally lectures at the end of the day. I'm sorry, man. They're so long, but there's just so much, man. People got to show you in the day. That's why I get so ticked off when I watch these demonstrations. They just show a screen, and that's it. Nothing. That's all they show. You got to see all that. You see, we turn the lights out, how everything affects in the environment. Turn the lights on. You just see all that at the end of the day. That's what you need to see. Whew. Tomorrow morning, what are we doing tomorrow morning? Oh my goodness, I can't figure. Oh, gosh, you got ship out dates. Sorry, people. Those who've been waiting for your packages, they're shipping out. Like I said, we got buried in some snow over here. So yeah, tracking numbers are coming in today. You're ready to go, and we're shipping you out tomorrow, so you're good to go. Okay? So get you guys all taken care of. Some of you I'll be calling. Some of you can basically call me. And the rest, if you want, if you're overseas, you can email me from there, and you're good to go. Let me see. You got anything else to talk about right now today? That's basically about it. All right, y'all have a good one. Be safe out there, and God bless. At the end of the day, like I said, people can take it any way they want. Say, hey, you're coming down on this guy. No, at the end of the day, he needs to have this kind of pressure on him. At the end of the day, he needs to have it because he needs to push his product to the next level. And you need to do tests. You need tests. At the end of the day, Jamie, let me explain something to you. You walk into any one of those facilities, those test facilities I had to go through back in the day when they used to fly me out there. You go to any one of those test facilities, those guys ain't out there to play jokes with you at the end of the day. Anything you're advertising in your videos, they're going to believe in this. And they're going to take you down to a facility, fly you out there, and they're going to test your stuff. They don't want to hear, oh, it's got to be in this environment. No, they don't want to hear about that. They're going to put it in their environments. That's what they're going to do. And they better do what it's supposed to do. At the end of the day, you get an airline ticket home. That's what you get. That's why when I was in one of the facilities over in Florida, the guy named Giuseppe, I forgot his name. I forgot his raised name was Giuseppe. He had an interesting name. They flew us out there. And they pulled out these $5,000 projectors. I started laughing. He was like, what's wrong? I said, we use 2,000 lumen projectors, 720p's over there. Are you kidding me? You know what that thing's going to look like on my screen paint? Sure. Screen blew up and everything. Yeah, but we used to using crappy projectors. That's the whole purpose. I was using such a low-end crappy projectors. Number one, customer can relate to it. Number two, if we ever have to go to a test facility, are you kidding me? You're going to use that on my screen. Oh, I would love to see this. Can I take pictures? Yeah. We're not used to running our stuff off of that. We used to run our stuff off crappy old projectors at the end of the day. I wonder what my screen would look like on a 35 millimeter film. All right, gotta go, people. Thinking too much. God bless. Like, that's it? That's what you're gonna use?